Good morning, and welcome to the second event in a three-part series, including the box dinner and photo session last night, and then the upcoming graduation ceremony in late July, all in recognition and tribute to the class of 2020. With these events, momentum moves toward the final chapter of your career at Frederica Academy. Obviously, in several life-changing ways, this last chapter has not materialized as any of us would have imagined scarcely a few months ago. As you work your way through college, and then life after college, you will surely come to other intersections of disappointment where expectations are not met. And my hope is that this spring has helped you to realize that you can and will make the best of a less than ideal situation. You will triumph over adversity because of your character, your attitude, and your support network of family and friends. Like you, I am frustrated not having you here on campus this spring and enjoying your friendship and watching you finish your high school careers. But I am thankful to share this recording with you now and to see you all in late July for your graduation ceremony. In a moment, I'm going to introduce Asa, who is going to introduce his dad, Mark Fritchman. Mark is the associate pastor of the community church and our featured speaker this morning. After Reverend Fritchman speaks, there follows a collection of remarks from individual members of the senior class introduced by Mr. Temple, a section recognizing college selections hosted by Ms. Nevins, and then a montage of memories, photos, and well wishes from faculty honoring the class of 2020. I hope that you'll take the time to view the entire video, even if not at one sitting this morning, perhaps over time in the days ahead. With the hustle and bustle of out-of-town visitors and extended family at the graduation, this might be the last time that you will have a chance to hear your thoughts from so many classmates and your teachers. Like all the faculty who have enjoyed your company over the years, I will very much look forward to meeting you in late July to say thank you and wish you good fortune in the days ahead. Until graduation then, be safe and stay healthy. It is now my pleasure to introduce your classmate, Asa, who will in turn introduce his dad.
I'm happy that I get to introduce my dad as the Baccalaureate Speaker. He's one of the pastors at the community church and has been there for the last 10 years. He's worked with teenagers for most of his life as a youth pastor and the director of the gathering place. When I think of my dad, the one thing that I love is how he can turn any situation into a spiritual one. Although that can be frustrating sometimes, it has helped me grow further in my faith, and I'm glad that I have a dad that can look through any situation. So get your popcorn ready and sit back and listen to my dad, Mark Fritchman.
All right, thanks Asa for introducing me, and glad to be with you guys. This is crazy times. I can't believe that I'm doing a baccalaureate speech on the lawn staring at a camera. But it is what it is, and watching Asa even just do that quick introduction, standing behind the camera, I'm about to burst into tears. So this is our first kid that's graduating, and we can't believe that it's like it is this year. I know, Kat Veal and Brandon Veal, y'all have done about 7 graduations and got at least one more to do. But this is our first. So parents, I'm speaking for you. I know you want to punch a wall if this is like killing you to have to go through graduation like this, but it's exciting times, and so I just want to share a few quick thoughts. When I was growing up, I grew up in North Atlanta. One of the things we used to do on some of the weekends was get a bunch of kids, a bunch of teenagers, a bunch of my friends, and we'd pile in cars and head down to the airport. Yeah, the Hartsfield International Airport, and we'd get to the airport and divide up into teams, and then we would run around the airport and play hide and seek in the Hartsfield International Airport, and nobody said a word. Everybody would just sit in the concourse with their cigarettes and laugh at us while we ran around playing hide and seek, and we were screaming and we were ducking and we were dodging and we were having a blast, and it was an awesome time, and it was really, really fun. And then 9/11 happened and everything kind of changed. There was no more hide and seek in the airport. They kind of changed. Culture shifted in that moment, and it changed not just airports, but it changed everything forever. So if I had a class that was one of my favorites. And I didn't have many classes that were my favorite ever. But if I had a favorite class when I was in school, it was history class. I loved learning about other times, about other places, about other people. I loved learning about culture and how culture changed. I loved reading biographies about people, great men and women who did great things to change culture and really shift and shape the future, and how people had an impact, even not just good people who did great things, but bad people who did evil things. I loved reading about how the culture shifted in wars and world wars and the Revolutionary War and George Washington and the Revolutionary War. I loved reading about Adolf Hitler and the Holocaust. I loved reading about how people and times shaped our future, and that's an important part of our life. Asa was about 3 months old when 9/11 happened, and now we're sitting in this class of 2020. You're sitting in this moment of history that is literally changing day to day. It's a big time for this class of 2020. Everybody's going to look back at the class of 2020 and wonder what your life has been like since this pandemic hit. It's a big moment for you as a class. And this is a moment that's shaping our future. Who knows what our future will be like because of this pandemic. In 1440, there was a massive moment that changed culture. No one's going to know what it was, probably very few. And it was a printing press got invented by a guy named Johann Gutenberg. Everybody's been affected by the thing that he invented, and it changed culture forever. It shifted the way people who only got to read if you were wealthy got to read a Bible, or got to read a book, or got to read eventually newspapers, because this man invented this printing press. And uneducated, illiterate people could learn how to read, and it changed the scope of human history. So that's close to 600 years ago. And in 2007, there was somebody who launched an invention, and it was, it was this thing. Steve Jobs launched the iPhone in 2007, and we can see in just these few short years how history has been changed because of the invention of this iPhone. What will people say 600 years from now when they look back at 2007 and talk about the smartphone? Now you're going, okay, now here he goes. He's going to rip on us for being people who always look at our iPhone and technology is going to kill us and all that. Listen, man, this phone has done some amazing things in our life. I was in Ghana, West Africa, in October. I actually went to the village where my daughter Zoe was born, and there was a kid who was sick, and I got on my phone and FaceTimed a doctor here in town and talked to him about this kid who was sick, and doctors in Africa couldn't figure out why, and probably through that one conversation saved that little kid's life. It's an amazing gift, an amazing thing that Steve Jobs launched and gave to us. And then later that night I went back to the place where we were staying and I played Candy Crush for a couple of hours. So it's an amazing thing. What is history going to say about this kind of technology 600 years from now? But really, it's redirected the human narrative. But my question for us today, as you're sitting in your house listening to this, isn't so much how history made its mark on us. My question for us is, what's going to be the mark that you're going to make on history? You're in a unique time, you guys, and you have a chance to really define for yourself the kind of person that you want to be. This is the moment in your life. How will you define yourself in these amazing times? You've got choices that are going to define you, and this is simply the truth. You make your choices, and then your choices are going to make you. That's how life unfolds. You make choices out of fear and they're going to send you down one road, or you make choices out of courage and they could send you down another road. You might make choices because you're trying to protect yourself, or you might make choices because you're going to self-sacrifice for somebody else. You make your choices, and then your choices are going to make you. This can be the moment, this class of 2020, of greatness that's right here in front of you. I mean, they're still talking about this pandemic could be really the equivalent of like a World War III, where it just shapes the entire globe. And what comes out of this are great young people like yourself that can help to shape this culture. But the thing is, Jesus defined greatness a lot differently than the world defines greatness. He taught a lot about that. And he flipped it on its head and he said, hey, listen, you want to be the first? You got to be willing to be last. If you want to be the greatest in the kingdom, you need to be willing to be the least. If you want to be the guy that sits on the front row, Jesus said, man, you ought to be the guy that sits on the back row and let me be the one that calls you up to the front row. Jesus didn't define greatness the way that the world defines greatness. Have you guys ever heard of a man named Mordecai Ham? The answer is no. You have never heard of a guy named Mordecai Ham. Mordecai Ham sold shoes. He's just a shoe salesman, owned his own shoe store. And this is kind of a churchy story, but he was a Christian. He was a Christ follower. And a guy walked into his shoe store. His name was Billy Sunday, to buy a pair of shoes, and his life was falling apart. He was an ex-Major League Baseball player, and he was losing his life. And this guy, Mordecai Ham, introduced this guy to Jesus, and Billy Sunday became a Christ follower. And then Billy Sunday started to teach, and he got pretty popular, and he would travel and speak. And he lands in North Carolina, and he's in a tent speaking about Jesus, and this family walks into the tent with their son named Billy Graham. And Billy Graham heard this guy, Billy Sunday, teaching about Jesus, and little Billy Graham gave his life to Christ. Most of you have probably heard of Billy Graham. He died just a couple of years ago. And Billy Graham probably taught and talked and shared the reality of who Jesus was to more people on the inhabited globe other than maybe the Apostle Paul. He had a great impact on people, but really, you know who was great? Mordecai Ham. For being willing to just be faithful where God had put him, and he defined his culture and his life with courage and with obedience. I think Jesus defines greatness as just being willing to be obedient with what God's called you to. So here's my call to you, 2020. This is my call to you as a class. If you don't hear anything else I say, I want you to hear this. Pay attention. Pay attention, man. Just pay attention to your life. Pay attention to everything that's going around you. Pay attention to everything that's happening to you. I would just want to tell you to pay attention to a few things. Pay attention to your friends, because you show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Pay attention to your family. You may not get along with your family, but your family has helped to shape and define you. So pay attention to your family and things that are happening in your family. Pay attention to your words. The Bible says what comes out of this is showing you what's going on in this. So pay attention to your words. Pay attention to your feelings. Your feelings shouldn't define you or drive you, but your feelings can warn you. So pay attention to what you're feeling now. Pay attention to your pace, the pace of your life. If you spend your life running fast, you will not run very far. So you got to learn how to pace yourself. And I say this to students all the time. Sometimes your pace is more important than your passion. And so you got to be in this thing for the long haul. So pay attention to your pace. Are you taking time to rest and stop? The Bible even has a word called Sabbath that just means to stop. Just stop and put this down for a little while and get your bearings on what's going on in your life. So pay attention to your pace. Pay attention to your heart. The Bible says in Proverbs 4:23, above everything else, guard your heart. Pay attention to your heart, for from your heart flows a wellspring that will give you life. So pay attention to your heart. Pay attention to your life. Are you living for things that are temporary? Are you living for things that are actually eternal? Because really the eternal things are the only things that really matter. What you give your attention to is ultimately going to be the thing that defines you. So pay attention. There's a verse in Hebrews that says, for this reason, we must pay much closer attention to what we've heard, or else we're going to drift from it. So listen, class of 2020, all of you guys that I love and these families love and have supported, these teachers and faculty and staff have poured into you for these last few years, pay attention, man, and let your life count for something that is great. Not like the world defines great, but my hope is that you would define greatness the way that Jesus defines greatness. And it's by just being obedient and faithful to Him. Don't settle for temporary things. Settle for things that are eternal, and you'll do great things. Amen. So let me pray for you, and then we'll move on to the next thing. Lord, we just pray for this class, and I lift them up to you, and I pray for their families, and I pray for these students' futures, that you would give them hope, and you would give them purpose, and you would give them a chance to do great things for you. And so, Lord, we just ask that in these times that are crazy and different and shaping our future, that you would really give these students, all 41 of them, give them a vision of great things that they can do for you. And we ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you.
The class of 2020 represents the 49th year of Frederica Academy's history. This senior class's graduation ushers in the 50th year of our school's life as an independent school. These are defining moments in any institution's shared history. Every successful school builds common traditions that mark the passage of time, seasons, beginnings, and the transitions to the next stage of life. These traditions create a sense of community that unite a group of individuals with a common purpose. For Frederica Academy, our baccalaureate service, the family dinner, and senior speeches are the unique tradition that marks the beginning of the official transition to graduates and then alumni of the school. Ironically, in the past, these speeches have only been shared with family, faculty, and friends on the night before graduation. As our community and nation and world adapts to social distancing, we and the seniors have seen a problem and solved a problem and created an opportunity for our whole community to share the experience. This experience recognizes each senior and their families. Each senior is given the time and opportunity to offer thanks to those mentors and friends who have been essential to their development. With our college admissions process, we honor the large school mentality we seek to create. But with baccalaureate, we focus on the individual and their connections that make Frederica Academy a unique experience in the Coastal Empire. Many traditions and rituals have been altered or interrupted this year. However, this senior class has always been resilient and shown the ability to figure out how to solve the problem at hand. This is the class of 2020's calling card. No matter the obstacle in the way, they figure out a solution that leaves Frederica Academy a better place than they found it. The senior class is an eclectic collaboration of strong personalities. There are no straight linear paths in this class. There is a good mix of 13-year students, an infusion of students in the 9th and 10th grade, and a number of students who left and returned to our family. This wandering to find the best path is a common theme as they sought many ways to find their place here and their future place of best fit. The end of their upper school experience is much like their time in our hallways. They are still close with strong bonds, and they are who at this point, then this time, from a variety of starting points. They have found a way to have a voice and a legacy at Frederica Academy despite the interruptions. In the end, the class of 2020 has and will deliver their perspective because they always have in their own unique way. It is now my honor to introduce the first senior as they deliver their speech to friends and family. Denver Anthony.
First, I want to thank God for being in the head of my life, and anything is possible without Him, and I always trust and keep faith in Him all the time. I want to thank my mom and dad, my dad, Darnell Anthony, my mom, Sharon Anthony, and my church family at First African Baptist Church of Harris Neck, Georgia. I want to thank them for helping me, supporting me, always pushing me, always encouraging me to do the right things, and always keep God first. Third, I want to thank Frederica for all the things they have taught me and all the lessons I have learned, all the teachers, my coaches, and my counselor, Miss Nevins. I just want to thank her for taking me all the way to my goal, the college. Fourth, I want to thank my peers and my friends, always having fun. And shortly, I hate how this year is going, but we're going to battle through it, through adversity, and we're going to finally walk on stage. I just want to thank myself for always pushing and believing in myself to do great things, to be great, set goals, and accomplish many things in the world. And I want to leave out on this note. We did it, class of 2020. Go 2020.
Hello, I'm I'm Catherine Benefield, and I have attended Frederica Academy for 13 years. Because of my grandparents' help in founding the school, my father was the first student enrolled in 1969. The tradition continued throughout my siblings and myself. I am forever thankful for my grandparents and parents for encouraging me to attend such an impactful school with a close-knit family feel. A majority of my close friends today have stuck by my side since pre-K. I have created lots of lifelong friendships and memories throughout my time at Frederica. One memory that has stuck with me would be my 5th grade trip to Ebenezer. My class spent numerous days away from home at such a young age, trying new things and creating a bond, which we still have today. With the help of my teachers, tutors, friends, and family, I have achieved my forever dream of attending the University of Georgia. I cannot be prouder to say that I am a member of the Frederica Academy class of 2020.
Hi, my name is William Brock, and this really isn't how I would imagine my senior year turning out. Graduating Frederica during a global pandemic, open note AP exams, and considering boogie boarding a form of exercise just to go to the beach. However, this time away from Frederica's physical campus has shown me how much I need it. The relationships Frederica has fostered since 3rd grade were just a part of everyday life for me, but now that they have been stripped away, I see how important they were. Frederica is more than just a school. It's a collective coming together as a whole in order to make something better. It's not the campus that makes Frederica Frederica. It's the students, administration, custodial staff, coaches, substitutes, parents, grandparents, and most importantly, my 38 individual teachers that make Frederica Frederica. They give Frederica its defining characteristics. I just want to say thank you to all of you. Your wisdom and most importantly your patience with me has not been overlooked. Above all, I want to thank my family. My grandparents, brother and sister, and my parents. My parents' constant sacrifice and guidance has allowed me to grow into the person I am today. While I know I can be a pain to deal with sometimes, you've always been there for me in my times of need and have always let me walk independently when I needed it the most. Even when I push you away, you're there for me. Always willing to comfort me when I fail and offer your help. I love you, Mom and Dad. John Mitchell and Josie, I'm not sure what I'd do without y'all too. From Josie's comedic relief at family dinners to John Mitchell's willingness to include me, correct my spelling, and tell me when I'm being an idiot. I love y'all too. Thank you to everyone who has played a part in my journey through Frederica. Now that I'm going off to college, your wisdom will prove to be invaluable. The past 10 years will be remembered fondly and never be forgotten. Go Knights and go Dogs.
Over my 4 years at Frederica, it's been an amazing experience, and there's just a couple people that I'd like to thank. I want to thank my mom, my dad, and my Nana for funding me going to this school for these past 4 years. I want to thank the volleyball team for a great start to every single year I've had. I want to thank all of my friends, including the ones that I have at school and the ones that I've made through all of my extracurricular activities with the church involvement that I have. I want to thank my brother, as weird as it sounds, because he did make me Will Brown's little sister for my 4 years here, even after he left. And I want to thank Miss Henderson as well. She always gave me a safe place to come if I ever had a bad day. This school will always hold a special place in my heart, and I know that I'm going to take it with me forever, whether it be Coastal or SCAD. I will love this school with all my heart, and I cannot wait to come back here and see how much it grows after I leave. Thank you.
Hello friends, family, and fellow viewers on the screen. I'm Hannah Burns, and I'm a member of Frederica Academy's class of 2020. I would first like to thank my parents for not only paying my tuition, but for always loving and supporting me no matter what. I truly appreciate everything you've done for me. Mom, you are the kindest, most loving woman on the planet. Your strength and fearlessness inspires me every day, and I wish to become half the woman you are one day. Dad, you are the sweetest and most compassionate man I know. Thank you for constantly making me laugh and teaching me to love the Gamecocks. Next, I would like to thank my brother Jack. You constantly inspire me to be the best version of myself, and I thank you for always being there for me. Despite our many fights, I do love you, and I cannot wait to annoy you even more in college next year. I would also like to thank Auntie Alva, Uncle Ed, and Grandma Ann. You guys have been a second family to me all 18 years of my life, and I cannot thank you enough for the amount of love and support you have given me. Lastly, I would like to thank Frederica Academy for building the foundation of my education and blessing me with a group of lifelong friends. I am so grateful for all the teachers and faculty at Frederica that have helped me achieve my dream of attending the University of South Carolina. The school has made me into the person I am today, and I'm so grateful to be a member of the Frederica Academy's class of 2020.
I want to congratulate my classmates, the class of 2020. This class is more than special. We are loving, compassionate, hardworking, and we get the job done. With great qualities we have to lead us in the future through these trying times with better days ahead. We can do it, and we will, and the future is very bright. Thank you to all my teachers and coaches over my 13 years here at Frederica Academy. Miss Ellen Fleming, you gave me the spark and I miss you. Mr. Scott Hutchinson, thank you for being our head of school for my senior year. Miss Howell, Mr. J. St. John, thank you for your love and support. Mr. John Pope, thank you for your leadership. Miss Katie Knox, Mr. Temple, and Coach Willis, you are the best. Thank you to all my coaches, Coach Nash, Coach Mathis, Coach Hank, and especially Coach Derek and Coach Roberts. Thank you for believing in me, and thank you so much for bringing the passion of sports and importance of teamwork in my life, and a state championship and 5 region championships. Thank you to my family. First, my mom for always believing in me and being in my corner, and I love you. Mayor Wallace, you are the best sister ever, and it's going to be tough to follow my footsteps, but you can do it. Dad, for showing me to always be positive and always see the goodness for life. My grandparents, Papa, I love you and thank you for being my support every day. Meme, you are my rock and I love all the family memories we have had. Weezy, for being so much fun and sweet, and for Grandbob, for always being there for me. Uncle Terrell, Aunt Meredith, Thomas, Uncle Will, and Uncle Tommy, and Aunt Lonnie, I love you all. Thank you so much, Dr. Cindy Holloway, for being my tutor, friend, and mentor and believing in me. Thank you especially to Hank Stewart and Chris Moline and my 707 brothers for bringing Christ in my life. Thank you so much to the Arlines, the Benefields, and the Brunson families. And to my friends, my best friend, Pope Arline, Harry Veal, Catherine Benefield, Hannah Burns, and all my teammates, and to all my friends in the senior class. In conclusion, I want to say how much I love Frederica, and it will always be in my heart. Our school in the future is so bright, and I hope I have provided one of light to keep burning for all future students and faculty past and present to follow.
My education was split into 3 schools that would prepare me for this very moment, the day I took my leave. I know many people here have never left Frederica, and the college is the biggest step they've taken into a new environment. It is natural to be scared. It is not healthy to stay scared. Adapting to a new place is hard, and is only worth the time you put into it. So make this next step the best it can be. Discard your fear, and make your entrance. Congratulations to the seniors of Frederica Academy, to the seniors of Athens Academy, and to the seniors of Hillcrest High School. I have left, but I've not forgotten. Thank you to all of the teachers that have helped me get to this point.
Hello, my name is Erica Daly, and I'm a proud member of Frederica's class of 2020. It's difficult to remember what my first day at Frederica 14 years ago was like. I do, however, remember the excitement I felt when I finally got to wear the same uniform that my older siblings wore. As I got older, I began to realize how lucky I am to go to a school where everyone knows my name, cares deeply for me, and makes me feel important. I have so many people to thank for making my journey at Frederica so memorable. To my teachers, Ms. Walbridge, Mr. Job, Mr. Willis, and Ms. Gallagher, just to name a few. Thank you all so much for always pushing and encouraging me to be better than I had originally thought I was. Ms. Nevins, thank you for guiding me through the college process and for always having your door open for a rant or cry session. I'm thrilled with my decision to go to Syracuse, and I'm so thankful you encouraged me to apply there. Raina, Isaac, and Ben, you have no idea how thankful I am to be your little sister. You walked the journey before me and told me where to place each foot so I didn't trip. I tripped anyways, a lot. Raina, you were the first to pick me up. Isaac, you were the first to reprimand and then guide me so it wouldn't happen again. And Ben, you were the one that reminded me it's okay to trip as long as I keep moving forward. Thank you, Mom, for encouraging me to seek whatever sets my soul on fire. Whenever I wanted to try something new, whether it was sports, theater, or getting a job during the school year, you said yes. and reassured me I'd be able to handle it. And I did, so thank you for giving me the confidence and courage to say yes. Dad, thank you for being my #1 fan at every soccer and volleyball game, for eating lunch with me at school when I had a rough day, and for being the only one who didn't laugh when my voice cracked during the national anthem at the baseball game. Peachy and Daryl, you both inspire me to have fun, to work hard and play hard. Some of my happiest memories and trips are because of you. Thank you. And lastly, Ma, thank you for making my education at Frederica and Syracuse possible. I do not take my education for granted, and I'm so thankful to have you in my life as my grandmother. You have made me into a better person, and I know I wouldn't be where I am today without you. I'm so glad you're able to see me graduate, and I really wish Nono could be here too. I will forever cherish my Frederica education and promise to continue making you all proud. Thank you.
I would like to thank my parents for giving me this opportunity to attend Frederica. I would also like to thank my teachers for teaching me the skills that I need for my future, and Mr. Temple for keeping me out of trouble. Looking back on my 6 years at this school, one of my favorite memories is playing soccer my sophomore year, because it set the tone of determination for my next 2 years of being at Frederica. I've loved getting to experience this school with my brother Eli and my sister Zoe. I wouldn't have been able to do it without them. I'm glad that my little sister could be here with me for my final half year. Thank you to my FA family.
These past 4 years have taught me so many things about friendship, dedication, accountability, community, and a myriad of other things that makes one's being fulfilling. These past 2 months, however, have revealed to me the importance of gratitude. I am infinitely grateful for the incredible network of classmates and teachers that have eased not only the distance learning process, but the process of becoming the best version of myself. There are so many people that have made me who I am today, and a significant amount of them are watching this video right now. Miss Nevins, Miss Walbridge, and Miss Boatwright, thank you for never ever giving up on me. You've made me not just a better student, but a more decisive, trusting, and hardworking person. You've all pushed me to pursue my goals, and you've never let me succumb to self-doubt. Whether it be in the realm of calculus or the deafening uncertainty of what lies ahead, you have all taught me to never stop pushing. Every single teacher I've had in my time at Frederica has taught me to not just learn, but to love learning. My fellow members of the class of 2020, thank you for everything. You've shown me that family can be found anywhere, and I can't wait to see where life takes you. Finally, to my parents, there is no word strong enough to encapsulate the gratitude I have for all that you do for me. You redefine love each and every day, and I hope all that I do in life makes you half as proud of me, as proud as I am to be your daughter. I'm beyond blessed to have had such a willing and strong support system to guide me through some of my most formative years, and it's truly been a blessing to know each and every one of you. Thank you.
Hello everybody, my name is Thomas Grimm. I've been attending Frederica Academy for 7 years now, and I would like to first off thank my parents, my dad through putting me through this program, and my mom through pushing me through it. I'd also like to thank my brother for always being there throughout, and I want to shout out Mr. Temple. He's always been on my back since the 6th grade, but it's for a greater good. I wouldn't be standing at this podium without him. Last off, I would like to thank Frederica itself for giving me friends that I'll have forever. Thank you.
Hi everyone. I just wanted to take this opportunity to say that sometimes you really don't know what you have until it's gone. For us, that was sadly the case with high school. Despite the fact that these 4 years may be ending differently than what we always imagined, it doesn't take away from the time we did get to spend at Frederica. So here's to high school and Frederica Academy and all the people, memories, and lessons it gave me. The school is a very special place, and because of the people in it, teachers, staff, students, I want to thank them all for helping me become who I am today and for giving me something so special that I'll miss. I'd also like to thank my family for being there for me the past 4 years and all the years before that. They have been the best support system I could ask for, and without them, the amazing journey that has been high school would not have been possible. I owe every accomplishment to them. One thing I've learned in the past 4 years is that success means something different to everyone. and I cannot wait to watch my classmates chase their versions of success in the coming years. The FA Class of 2020 is a special group that I'm so proud of and I'm so thankful I got to be a part of. I could probably go on for hours, but I'd like to end by saying go Gamecocks and go Knights.
Ever since my first day at Frederica, I wondered what this would be like. I couldn't imagine the day I completed every task school threw at me and walked out of Corn Hall for the last time. Well, I doubt any of us imagined it to go down like this, but I can hardly be upset with so much to be thankful for. The 13 years I spent as a part of Frederica have shaped me beyond anything I thought possible. In pre-K, I learned how to share my toys, help clean up, and care for each of my classmates. As the years passed, I learned how to be responsible for my actions, help those who are struggling, and be sure of myself. Here I am, all these years later, fully confident that Frederica has prepared me for the journey that lies ahead. Our time spent apart this spring has allowed me to reflect on all that I have to be thankful for. To my mom, thank you for being my best friend and guiding me through some pretty big highs and lows. To my dad, thank you for teaching me the importance of dedication. Thomas, even though you didn't mention me in your baccalaureate speech, I have no choice but to thank you for showing me the power of perseverance. I'd hate to say it, but your determination is truly something to be admired. To all my teachers, I apologize for being a distraction in class, but at least we all had fun. You all have shown me such patience and love. Miss Boatwright, I can't thank you enough for forcing me to keep trying when all I wanted to do was give up. And Mr. Temple, thank you for having a pretty solid sense of humor and the capacity for forgiveness when I mess up. Miss Nevins, you've endured a ridiculous amount of indecisiveness from me. Thank you for believing in me to the point that I learned how to believe in myself. Finally, to my class. Never could I have asked for a more accepting group. You all have supported me when I left for boarding school in the 9th grade and welcomed me back with open arms when I returned junior year. For that, I am inexplicably grateful. Even though this wasn't the ending we anticipated, I'm really thankful for the journey. So SCO Buffs, roll Drags, and always go Knights.
I just want to start off by thanking Frederica as a whole. I want to thank Mr. Temple for having a big impact on me, for not only to becoming a better student, but a better person in general. All the things that I've learned from him will never be forgotten. I'd like to thank my teachers for the commitment they have made to push me to become a better student. I would like to thank my coaches for pushing me to work hard on the field and in the classroom. Not only did I have a connection with them on the field, but off the field as well. I'd like to thank my parents for everything they have done for me, and I would not be where I am without them today. I want to thank the class of 2020 for a great 3 years at Frederica, and I wish the best of luck to all of you.
Hello everyone, my name is Alex Kellogg and I have attended Frederica Academy since pre-K. Although I cannot officially stand by my classmates today, I would like to thank every single one of you for the support and the optimistic mentality that has been shown, especially during hard times like this. Many members of the class of 2020 have been by my side since the age of 4, which is very special to me, as I always had someone to lean on. I would also like to thank all of my teachers for their uplifting attitudes and constant motivation, and to Ms. Evans for helping me get into the Appalachian State University, where I will be attending in the fall. Lastly, I cannot thank my parents enough for giving me the opportunity to attend such an honorable school. Frederica has made such a big impact on who I am today, and I will forever cherish all of the friendships and memories that were made. Thank you all so much, and to the class of 2020, good luck.
Hello, my name is Josie Levy, and I've attended Frederica Academy for the last 14 years. I've been blessed with my experience here, making lifelong friends and receiving guidance from my teachers and coaches. I've enjoyed my time both in and out of the classroom, thanks to my teachers, including those I've had for multiple years, like Miss Walbridge, Miss Gallagher, Miss Boatwright, and Mr. Job, and my cross-country coach, Coach Christie. I also want to thank my parents for their continuous support and encouragement in everything I do. I would not be where I am today without them. I'm looking forward to attending the University of Georgia in the fall, and am beyond thankful to say that Frederica has gotten me to this point in my life. I'll always consider Frederica both a second family and home.
Hello, my name is Hannah Martin, and I have attended Frederica for 13 years. My 13 years at Frederica has certainly been a challenging experience. Throughout my years at Frederica, I have had many great teachers. However, two in particular stand out. I would like to thank Miss Bradford and Miss Boatwright. They have challenged me academically and personally in order to help me grow. I also want to thank Miss Nevins for helping me navigate the college selection process. I have made amazing memories from cheer camp to traveling on the tennis bus. Throughout my time, I have made lots of amazing friends, although our class size is small. Friendships I will take with me as I navigate this next stage of my life. To my classmates, I can't wait to see where these next 4 years take us, and War Eagle to you all.
Coming from a close-knit family that includes my great-grandparents, grandparents, parents, with 3 other siblings, family is the center of my life. They have had an inspiration to whom I've wanted to be and who I have become. God has played an important part of our lives, but He has blessed us in so many ways. My family has had some difficult situations in our life, one being my sister, who some had doubts that she would live, but God took control and gave us a second chance with Drew, who we call Minnie. My grandmother went through cancer recently that caused a huge difference in her life, but again, God was in control. My parents have supported me in many endeavors I've wanted to pursue in life. They supported me during my travel soccer experience in all activities such as volleyball, school soccer, and cheer. They also wanted the best for me for academics. That's why I'm here at Frederica Academy. They knew I would have the best education during my time here at Frederica. It's been a great experience here at FA. My teachers, coaches, counselors, so many others I haven't mentioned have had a huge impact as to the person I have become. I will take this experience with me as I enter my next phase of education, and I've known since I started here that Frederica Academy wants nothing but the best for us. I feel like I've received nothing less than this. Thank you.
Hello, online baccalaureate viewers. My name is Colin Myers. First off, I want to thank Frederica Academy for developing a path that allows us students to flourish. I want to thank the teachers, administration, and faculty for truly wanting the best for each student. After my year-long hiatus, I was worried about how my return to Frederica may be, but it was as if I never left. My peers welcomed me back with open arms. Thank you. I want to thank the Frederica soccer family for all the incredible memories such as fun runs, bus rides, and nicknames. Although the season came to a halt, I enjoyed every moment growing together as a team. To everyone in the FA community, I want to thank you for your unwavering support. I will never forget where I came from. Thank you.
It's hard not to mention the pandemic when reflecting on my senior year. The class of 2020, as I thought, would be the best time to graduate. The way in which the numbers lined up perfectly is so unique. Never in a million years would I have thought the idea would change and that something could ruin the best part of my life. Although this is a trivial time, I believe that my class is the best suited class for something like this. We came into the world with 9/11, and we are leaving high school abruptly due to a virus. It seems as if the world stops and changes during the most important times of our life. Even though my class won't get to experience the best and last 2 months of high school, I believe that we collectively have learned a great maturity in accepting we didn't have what everyone else did before us. Putting the sadness aside, the faculty and staff at Frederica have done an exceptional job at making us feel as comfortable as possible. I am so thankful to attend a school with an amazing family. On a more traditional note, there are many people to whom I dedicate my successes to. I begin with my exceptional family. My parents have rooted a drive for success inside of me that I can't thank them enough for. I would also like to thank my sister, who's my best friend and my mentor through all of my problems. And lastly, I would like to thank my grandmother, Janet, who I owe my life to. She is the light of my life, and unfortunately, she is no longer with us. However, I know if she was, she'd make sure I'd have the best senior year and graduation, no matter if it's traditional or not. To the class of 2020, we did it, sort of. And I love all of you, and thank you for all that you've done.
High school was not easy and not the most enjoyable at times. It took lots of hard work to get here, and I wouldn't have been able to graduate without many important people. First off, thank you to those teachers who believed in me and saw my potential. Thank you to my wonderful family, especially my dad, who showed me anything is possible with hard work and determination, and my mom, who has always supported me in every way possible. I would be lucky to be half the woman she is today. Most importantly, I want to thank my fellow classmates who are really more like my second family. You guys push me to succeed, and I have learned so much from each and every one of you. Being in such a competitive environment and being around such intelligent people helps me reach my potential. So thank you, Frederica Academy, for the millions of memories and people I will never forget. And I can't wait to take everything I've learned from Frederica with me to the University of Miami.
Hello, I'm Anna Grace Rowland, a member of the graduating class of 2020. I am grateful for the opportunity to thank my teachers and faculty at Frederica Academy. But first, I'd like to thank my parents for encouraging me over the years and pushing me to be my best. Thank you, Dad, for all that you've done for the school and the baseball program. Everything you've done has been for us, and I can't thank you enough for that. Thank you, Mom, for listening to my high school drama and giving me advice along the years, and always encouraging me to be kind, be smart, and be a blessing. Thank you to all the teachers I've had over the 14 years at Frederica Academy. Each one of y'all has taught me a little life lesson that I carry with me every day. Thank you, Miss Knox, for always finding time to help me in the academic center, especially on those days that I procrastinated a little too much. Miss Savali, thank you for always looking out for me and asking me if I was okay on those days that were just a little too much to handle. And I know when our 707 group all goes off to college, you and Miss Bethany will still be praying over us. Coach Roberts, thank you for always giving me a hard time and everything you've done for me. Every student needs to know that there's at least one teacher on their side and has their best interest in mind, and you are that teacher for me. Thank you to my brothers for going through high school first. Y'all have taught me countless of things. Lastly, thank you, Frederica Academy, for everything that's happened over 14 years, because every event and decision has led me to make my decision on attending Auburn University in the fall. Thank you, and War Eagle.
I'd like to thank my family and teachers for being so accommodating with me throughout 7 years. I came to Frederica a surprisingly cynical and jaded child, and came out with a great sense of community and bonds that I will never forget. I'm incredibly thankful for the time I spent here.
Wow, the journey's been long, and I would like to thank all that genuinely helped me be strong and frank during my time on this earth. First off, I would like to thank my mom and dad, who brought me into this world, I might add. Thank you, Dad, for teaching me to stay for a while, to stop and observe, always with a smile. And to my mom for telling me I can run the extra mile, read the next chapter, burst out with laughter, after a long day's hard work to enjoy my life. To Christian, big brother, you were a teacher, always bright, and helped me learn what is right, who fought who, and who ruled what, and who sailed first using knots. Constance, you helped me laugh. You listened to my thoughts. Speak up your mind to tell me what not to do, and how to get through to people in a clear manner, without my haphazard, scatterbrained banter. Spencer, you're a saint. With horns, I might add. You will always win with that sly, devilish grin, and make everyone glad you won. It might be set in stone, but you can get it undone. A steadfast sister, Gillian, you teach me every day, like the sun's rays, how to find happiness. And Elliot, thank you for teaching me to be a better brother, through your own acts to help others. And before I forget and go on my way, Job, I'll see you next Friday.
Dear Frederica family, this isn't exactly how I pictured my baccalaureate speech to be, but I'm Kaylin Todd, and I would like to give a special thanks to everyone who helped guide me these past years. To my parents and sister, thank you for always putting up with me. If you know, you know. But seriously, thank you, Mom and Dad, for always being supportive and helping me be the best person I can be, from driving me to practice to graduating. You guys have shown nothing but care and love. Kinsey, I hope you'll be okay with Mom and Dad driving you everywhere next year. I will forever love you guys. To my grandparents for teaching me that God comes first and supporting me through everything. I couldn't ask for better grandparents. To my coaches throughout the years, specifically Coach Hilder, for the love of God, thank you for teaching me how to make a layup and finally listening to me when I said, "Put me in, Coach." I would definitely like to thank Miss Nevins because Lord knows I couldn't have gone through this college process without her. To Mr. Temple, oh boy, for always making sure I was okay even on the days that I wasn't. For always hearing my phone buzz because I was speeding through the parking lot. I would also like to thank my friends for always being there for me and helping the class of 2020 have the best senior year. You guys know who you are. To Ashley Zimmerman and the Derricks, thank you for being my family and having the Come to Jesus meeting sophomore year, and for always trying to make sure I wasn't in trouble, for the most part. I don't know where I'd be without you guys. To my teachers, these past 4 years, thank you for always putting up with me and always having faith in me. And last but not least, God. I could not have gone through high school or any school for that matter without him. I love each and every one of you, and I thank everything y'all have done for me.
I'd like to begin by thanking my parents and everyone who's helped me on this journey of mine. There's a certain level of hindsight granted with time, a level-headedness only available to those who have seen both sides of the mountain and reached the peak weathered. Looking back at these 4 years, I remember the moments that made me laugh the most. The hours spent cracking jokes with my friends, most of them when we weren't supposed to. The surreal and hilarious misery provided by the Mile UN conference. And Mrs. Bradford's gooey butter cake, which I'd always refused to eat due to health reasons. Or the fiasco that putting together Newsies was, where every little thing that went wrong seemed like the end of the world, but it all worked out in the end. These small moments build a larger picture of what my high school experience has been, and I can only hope I'll be able to look back on these next 4 years of college with such warmness too. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kobe Top, and this year marks the end of my 8-year journey here at Frederica Academy. Through these years, I've learned many things, but in terms of forming the person I am today, nothing has been more integral to this than my parents, my sisters, and the people I've met here, classmates and teachers alike. From the beginning, I have been encouraged and occasionally pushed to harness my creative energy into improving my life in both an educational, problem-solving aspect, as well as my more recent outlets like drumming or being the lead in the school play. It wasn't without its hardships, and it took immense determination to fight both math and my sleep schedule to get here. But here I am thanks to the efforts of not just myself, but people that genuinely cared about my success. I'd like to thank my friend Sean for being the consistently supportive guy that he is, and as an extension, the friends I've made as a result of working with Dr. Nielsen this year. I'd also like to thank Ms. Nevins for giving me a greatly needed sense of direction for my future endeavors, especially this year when I needed it most. Most of all, for my time here, I'll miss the sense of respect my classmates have for each other, and I already miss seeing their faces in the halls every day. I spent the last 8 years integrating myself into the world of the island and Frederica Academy, and soon I will be taking a part of it back to Texas where I started.
Hey everyone, my name's Gracie Veal, and I want to take a moment to reflect on the past few years and how they have shaped who I am. I came to Frederica my 6th grade year and have been through a lot since then. I got to meet so many great new people from all different grades and make friendships that I know will last forever. In addition to these friendships, the academics have led me to be able to attend the college of my choice. I want to thank my teachers. It has taken me a lot of encouragements and snaps back into reality from my teachers and the faculty at Frederica to help me understand that I truly have to work hard and work well to accomplish my dreams. I want to give a special shout out to Mr. Temple for always making sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing and keeping me on my toes. I also want to thank Ms. Knox for listening to my struggles and giving me advice on how to fix them. To Coach Mathis for being a listening ear and always making sure me and my siblings were okay during difficult times. Also to Coach Helder for teaching me how to work hard and being a mentor in my walk with Christ. To Coach Zimmerman for teaching me how to be a leader and keep a positive attitude. And to Ms. Nevins for helping me get into college and letting me cry on her couch. I now want to thank my family. First, Mom and Dad, thank you for pushing me and believing in me. Dad, you have always been my biggest fan. You have shown me such Jesus-like love, and I will never be able to explain how much that means to me. I love you. Mom, you have walked beside me as I chase all of my goals and have always encouraged me to keep going when times get tough. You are the strongest woman I know. I love you. Hollis and Harry, thank you for loving me when I'm annoying and being protective when I think you need to chill out. I can't wait to be at Auburn with you both. I love y'all. And finally, to my best friend, Mary Helen. I truly don't know what I'm going to do without you next year. You're my rock, and I care about you more than anyone on this world, probably even myself. Never forget how beautiful and strong you are. I expect many visits next year, and I always have room for you. I love you. Also, I'm thankful for my new and extended family members and my grandparents and my aunts. All of you are such a light in my life and mean so much to me. I also want to give a shout out to Tatum, Minnie, Jalen, Mary Rouse, and Rebecca. You all have made my high school years the best, and I love y'all so much. Thank you to Frederica Academy and everyone who has helped me on my journey and made me who I am today. I'm finally graduating.
Frederica Academy is proud of the accomplishments the 41 members of the class of 2020 have achieved, including their college acceptances. The class of 2020 received 123 acceptances from 69 different colleges and universities. 6 members of the class have committed to playing a sport, and 4 were accepted into honors programs. 49% will be matriculating at an out-of-state college or university, and 66% of students will be attending a public institution. This year, seniors were awarded over $3.3 million in scholarship, excluding the Hope and Zell Miller Awards. Congratulations, class of 2020. We wish you well in your college journey and remind you that if you work really hard and are kind, amazing things will happen. It is now my pleasure to share with you where the class of 2020 will be matriculating this fall.
Congratulations, seniors, class of 2020. I'm very proud of everything that y'all have accomplished so far, and I cannot wait to see what y'all are going to do in the future. Y'all have done a great job throughout being here at Frederica, and I'm sorry things didn't end up the way that you would have wanted your spring semester of your senior year, but I know that that will make you stronger and more resilient in the future. So I'm excited for you. I'm proud of y'all, and again, congratulations, class of 2020.
Class of 2020, you have really met the challenges. I'm so impressed with the way that you have continued forward and you have worked your way right up to graduation. We're all so proud of you and we wish you the best. This is a class and a year of teaching of all my 45 years that I will never forget. And come back to see us and let us know how you're doing. Congratulations.
It seems like we have you with us for only a moment. We watch you grow, we share your triumphs and your not so triumphant moments. I hope we have helped you on your journey. I hope you achieve all your dreams. It has been a privilege for me to share your journey with you. May God bless you as you go find your place in the world.
Hi seniors, I love you very much. I hope this quarantine seniors spring has been somewhat different, but I know it's been different, but I hope it's been some awesome things for you too. I'm thinking about you, I'm praying for you, I'm really proud of you. I remember all those times we spent together when you were freshmen and sophomores mostly, and the growth I've seen in you since those days have just been tremendous, and I just praise God that you grew in mind, body, and spirit, and I can't wait to see what all you do in the future, and I wish you all the best. Class of 2020, go rock it. See ya.
Congratulations, class of 2020. I am really proud of all of your accomplishments over the years, and thank you so much for the countless memories that you have provided me to last a lifetime. Good luck in all of your future endeavors, and we'll always miss you.
Hello, class of 2020. On behalf of the Frederica Athletic Department, we'd like to say congratulations and thank you for everything you've done for us over the last 4 years. We're very excited to see what happens with you for your future. And remember, as always, once a night, always a night. We look forward to watching you as you progress in your life, and we welcome you back anytime that you want to come back. Please come back, visit with us, and let us know how you're doing. I know it didn't finish the way you would have liked, but in all, you have done some great things here, and we always will be very proud of you. Congratulations, and we'll see you soon.
Hello, class of 2020. Senora Gallagher here. I've had the distinct pleasure of knowing most of you for 7 years. Matter of fact, for many of you, I've taught you for 5 or 6 of those years. Some of you I've never taught, but I've gotten to know you, and I'm happy about that. I remember when you were in 6th grade, how you would come to class so excited, ready to learn. You would not raise your hand, you would yell out, you would run around the room, but you were so full of life and energy. All you wanted to do was play and sing and have fun. And you were so, so precious. And you're still precious. And now you are 18 years old, graduating from high school, about to embark on your own life away from your family and your friends and those who love you so much. But you're ready. We know you're ready. You're bright, you're kind, you're good, you're determined, and you're going to make a difference, and we're going to be all the better for it. I want to thank you for always having been there for me, especially through some really tough times. It was you who got me through those times. I would come to school every day, and I would see your beautiful faces, your smiles, hear your jokes and laughter, and it made it all worth it. So I thank you. You know, life is really short, and you have to take advantage of everything that's out there. Grab it, go after something you love. You know, I love music, and there's a song by Leanne Womack that I absolutely love called I Hope You Dance. And I practiced singing it because, you know, I love to sing, but I started to cry, so I couldn't do that. So I'm just going to tell you my favorite line. When you get the chance to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. May God bless you and keep you safe and healthy always. I love you all.